This week has been so eventful. Like, it started off with me on when was it? Not yesterday, the day before, like 2 days ago, going to the hospital because I was bleeding. I go to the hospital. I decide to go to this like hospital that I've never been to. I'm like, maybe the service will be fast and good. I always heard good things about it. So we go there with my cousin. Mehdi stays home with the kids. We go to the hospital. We're waiting, like I see the nurse, we're waiting in like the waiting room. Next thing you know, they're like, code silver, code silver. We see like the security running. We just thought like, they're just being dramatic. To be honest, I wasn't thinking it was anything serious. Next thing you know, they're like, oh, it's code. Next thing you know, on the intercom, they're like, please barricade yourself or leave from the closest exit. So we're like, huh? So I just go to Google and I just Google code silver. And then I find out that code silver means that there's someone in the building or somewhere with a weapon. So next thing you know, you see the nurses like literally freaking out, like the staff just freaking out. They're running in like the triage room, like the doctors, like the rooms, and they're just locking themselves in. And one of the nurses runs by us and she was like, everybody stay seated, stay seated, stay seated. And then she runs stressed out in a room and just locks herself in and leaves us like to die basically in the hallway. Like nobody cared for us. It was really odd. And then anyway, so like there was like patients. This is the emergency room, right? There's patients like on the floor in pain, and like the doctors for hours are just locked in the room, like right in front of us, like, you know, they couldn't care for us apparently during an emergency. But like, if they're gonna lock themselves in a room, like why not just take one patient at a time and like do something? And then next thing you know, like it finished, like I got to the hospital around 11 or midnight. The whole thing started around like 1 or 2 and it finished around like 4. So once it finished, it took so long for the service to get back to normal. So I decided to leave to another hospital. So me and my cousin, like she drove me there. So on our way there, we're on the highway and then we get into a car accident. Great. So now the whole like her back of her car is messed up. The police comes and everything, and we're like, oh my god, like she kind of hurt her neck. I knew an accident was about to happen, so I kind of braced for it. Like it wasn't a shock, but next thing you know, the police came. Like the whole police report with the insurance and stuff like that was settled. Her car was able to make it to the hospital and get her back home, because she wasn't allowed to like stay with me at this hospital because of the whole COVID measures. So she dropped me off and she went back home. I ended up being there from like, I didn't sleep all night because of the whole incident and like the waiting. So it was 9. Now it's like the next following day, it's 9 in the morning, and I had to basically stay at not a new hospital, I've already been there, but I had to stay at the other hospital from like 9 a.m. to 4. So at the end of my okay, so yeah, I got to the hospital. I left the hospital around like 4 or 5 in the afternoon, not knowing my results. Like they were like, it's a bit too early in your pregnancy to see much, and like your blood tests still say you're pregnant, so we're gonna like follow up in a few days. So now I have an appointment tomorrow on Friday, and we need to drive there obviously. And today the car just decided to stop on us, like the alternator, I don't know what that is, just stopped working.
Un problème avec j'ai oublié comment ça s'appelle, à côté de la batterie. Alternator.
Yeah. So basically there was an issue with the car. I didn't realize, but then as soon as Mehdi started driving, he like heard noises, or I don't know. So I just thought it wasn't a big deal. I'm like, it's just a battery, just a battery. No, now like we turn off the car, someone came to help us boost it, it's still not turning on. We're pretty far from where we live, so we're just waiting for our tow company to come. Thankfully it's his friend that's gonna help us out and bring the car to the garage before I can go. And tomorrow I have an appointment, so I have no car. I have to go there by bus.
Obvious.
Yeah. And hopefully the car will probably be fixed for tomorrow, I hope. Or max Sunday.
En après-midi, mais pas.
We'll be done?
Inshallah.
Yeah. Yeah, so they told me they told me the day after the car accident when I went to my doctor's appointment. They did a blood test and they said it was officially like a miscarriage. And today I went back for a blood test. Like I think it's been a few days, a bit less than a week. And I had another blood test. I'm gonna get the results this afternoon, but I think everything should be like fine. So yeah, so I'm no longer pregnant.
And there's an anecdotic information. I was preparing a class about Musa alayhi salam and Al-Khadir in Surah Al-Kahf during this week. And you know, in the story, they broke a boat. They Khadir killed a child, and they like build a wall. جدارا يريد أن ينقض فأقام. En tout cas. And during this week, subhanallah, we lost a baby who is 1 month and a half, and the car was like stopped.
Car.
Like almost the story about the boat quand il a enlevé une planche. Nous, c'était une partie du moteur qui a vraiment stoppé la voiture complètement. Et l'enfant qu'on a perdu. Après, il reste le mur. Je sais pas ce que ça représente. On a essayé de faire des liens, mais ça c'est entre nous. En tout cas, la comparaison. Durant la semaine, je travaille sur le sujet. Durant la semaine, c'est comme si on vit un petit peu aux côtés de... Vous savez, le Khadir, c'est la personnification du destin. Donc, on est comme aux côtés du même... En tout cas, du destin comparable à ce qui a été vécu. Wallahu a'lam, c'est une anecdote.
Then he announced it to everyone.
De quoi? Mais tu l'as dit, non?
I sent this video, but I didn't announce it to people, for friends. This video will be posted like months after it happened, the miscarriage, but you announced it. I said.
Ah yes, because
it.
During the class,
he announced it the day after.
I said.
Like he didn't even know I was pregnant.
In the final, I said that we're gonna conclude with these points. We have, and after, if you have time, there's some questions about Al-Khadir we can discuss about, and there's something I'm not sure if I can talk about, and a lot of them stay and said we stayed for that, we want to know what's happened. So I said I don't know if Segal will agree with me, but
I'll still tell you guys.
Let's see.
It's not a big deal, but I just didn't announce to a lot of people that I was pregnant, so to tell them a miscarriage is a bit much. But anyways, we just got back to the car and we're gonna go get food because I'm starving. I didn't get time to eat this morning.
أطلبها